I know someone else replied to this, but I want to talk about how they got it wrong because there are so many people in this comment section getting it wrong. So typically, that 1,000 calories would first come from stored glucose in your body. So the stored glucose in your body would come from the liver, it would come from your other tissues, including muscle tissue, which could cause a significant energy deficit, but not help you lose weight at all. And in fact, for a lot of women who are under eating, who have a lot of chronic stress and their thyroid's not working appropriately and they're not sleeping the way that they should, and they've got a lot of toxins stored up in the system, it doesn't work that way. And I can tell you this because I've seen so many women go through it, and even I myself have been through this. And if anybody comes at me and says, you don't know how to track calories, hi, my name's Marcy. I have a clinical doctorate in physical therapy. I have a minor in nutrition with a bachelor's in kinesiology, and I passed the ACSM test for sports medicine. Thank you very much. You can go now. Not unlike most people, I was taught and trained that the only thing that matters is that you're in a caloric calorie deficit. But when we stick hormones into the mix and other things that are happening in the environment, that no longer matters. Literally, it no longer matters. And I can tell you that as somebody who was literally every February I did a cleanse because I've been helping people lose weight since 2014. I did this cleanse with my clients every February where we did the perfect month. It was the perfect month. And it wasn't just like the whole 30 for 30 days. It was literally you don't eat a single grain, you eat no exogenous fats, you eat only fruits and vegetables and protein, period. And your protein was an animal source of protein for 28 days. And the last 2 times I did that with my clients, I actually gained 5 pounds in the month of February. I was averaging getting in about 1,200 calories a day and gained 5 pounds while swimming for 90 minutes 3 times a week while lifting weights 6 days a week. So if you want to tell me I wasn't in a caloric deficit, you can shove right off. And here's why it happens. Because when the thyroid doesn't work the way that it's designed to, your ability to burn fat decreases. When your liver becomes overwhelmed with toxins, your ability to burn fat decreases. And I'm sure you've seen people who have been in a calorie deficit, they have lost weight, and then all of a sudden they hit a plateau, but they haven't changed anything. And so they try either the strategy of just exercise more or eat even less, and that further ruins your metabolism. So, for all the people saying you just have to be in a caloric deficit, it doesn't work. It doesn't work for a lot of people. And that's why you see so many people who are reporting, well, I'm only eating 800, 900, 1,000 calories a day, and I still can't lose weight because they are literally doing it. They're doing it. So when you burn the stored glucose in your body, you will not burn fat. And for a lot of people, the stage of ketosis to get into takes 3 to 4 days of having absolutely no sugar. So that includes no fruits. But even your vegetables are a carbohydrate. So the only way that you would eat 1,000 calories if 2,000 calories was your daily requirement and lose fat is if you went carnivore so that you were getting in absolutely no carbohydrates. But I can also tell you for most women, taking in no carbohydrates stops working around 40. The other thing I'm going to say is that a lot of women are in a chronic protein deficit, which means that they're in an amino acid deficit, and amino acids are used to produce ketones. The amino acids that you need to be able to burn stored fat on your body are L-carnitine and L-leucine. You could also use ones that make you more sensitive to insulin, like valine and, oh my gosh, I'm going to totally rank on it. Other micronutrients that you might be missing that can help your body be more sensitive to insulin so that you actually burn stored fat as opposed to stored sugar would be things like chromium and vanadium, manganese, selenium, iodine, zinc, B2, and vitamin D3. And the literature clearly shows that when women fast for longer than 14 hours, their cortisol goes up, which is a fat storing hormone, as well as insulin. That causes the liver to release glucagon. Glucagon causes the release of blood sugar, not fat, into the system for energy. It is very expensive for your body to convert a gram of fat into an ATP. And your body will prefer to do it the easiest way possible, and it will always choose sugar first. So again, you can be in a caloric deficit, but have your hormones be completely out of whack and your system be so toxic that it doesn't know which end is up and not lose a pound. And this is also evident with, I've had several clients who've gone through chemotherapy and gained weight during chemotherapy because, again, they weren't eating very much because they were nauseous all the time, but their system was being literally toxified with chemotherapy, and they put on weight, fat weight. Some of it was water, but a lot of it was fat. So the idea that if you're just eating in a calorie deficit, you'll lose weight, it's beyond me that there are people who still only follow that. The science behind it, the mechanism behind it makes sense. And I get that because, again, I used to believe that too until I really started looking into what was going wrong with weight loss and why women were chronically on a diet and learned about the different hormones, amino acids, and how they play a role. So if you're looking for actual fat loss, because if we just say weight loss, you could also be losing muscle, you could be losing nerve tissue, you could be losing bone, then we want to be specific about what we're using and what we're doing during that weight loss journey, that fat loss journey, in order to help support you the best. So if you're somebody who has struggled with weight loss and you've restricted your diet and you're a female and you're getting in under 1,400 calories a day, a male getting in under 1,500 calories a day, you're not getting 100 grams of protein a day, and you're not drinking enough water, and you're not having a bowel movement every day. There's a link below where you can click to work with somebody who really actually gets it. And if you don't like me, that's fine. Check out Dr. Jamie Gillingham. I will tag her in the comment section.